So you wear shirts saying free four with pictures of Rashee Rice saying free Rashee Rice. You then proceed to go after the game and say this wasn't a shot at the NFL, but still proceeded to wear the shirt saying free Rashee Rice. What were you trying to do with that? Because anyone that isn't in the Kansas City Chiefs organization, which is, and if you didn't know this, a lot of people, we see this as you guys saying free Rashee Rice from the consequences of his actions that he's supposed to be experiencing because he was doing what he was doing. And maybe, like, obviously their message might have been something different than what these t-shirts were displaying, but realizing the optics of how the public is going to view this as we view this as you saying Rashee Rice shouldn't be serving consequences of his actions for driving. It was like 129 miles an hour down the interstate. People got into accidents. I realize this is last year and this is a topic that has been covered for a while. He's lucky no one died. Like, what are we talking about here? Now, if you're going to show support for him to learn as a human being, be a better human being, and, you know, try to be better, even though he literally got a slap on the wrist for what he did, fine. I agree with that. I think he's young, he's a redeemable person. I think, like, he can do better, and I feel the same thing about Henry Ruggs. Like, they obviously they both made very, very stupid decisions, but this is kind of to my detriment too. I kind of think that they're both redeemable people, and I'm not old enough to remember everything in real time that happened to Michael Vick. Like, obviously I was alive, but, like, this wasn't something I was watching. But I think Michael Vick is a good example of someone that did something really, really stupid, really, really dumb, and some people aren't gonna think he's a redeemable person for the rest of his life, and that is what it is. But I think after Michael Vick got out of jail, he was able to pick himself up, try to make himself as best of a human being as he can. He's currently head coaching now for Norfolk State. Best of luck to him. I hope he's able to, teach young men how to be good young men. But at the end of the day, if your messaging is, different than what those t-shirts presented, fine. But at least don't give the whole message of Rashee Rice shouldn't have to serve his suspension, and he shouldn't have his 30-day jail sentence that he can pretty much serve whenever, because that's what the public sees. That we see it as that, even though there's going to be some people that realize that isn't what you meant, and even if you say that isn't what you meant, that's what we all see. At the end of the day, I hope Rashee Rice learns, and he's a better human being, of course. But yeah, the messaging on those t-shirts, that wasn't it, Travis. And among other players from what I've seen that wore those shirts, it doesn't say all of them, but it says him and Tyquan Thornton. But that's not what those shirts give. That's not the message those shirts give.